Hi, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. It is welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. If you guys can hear me, if you can give me a thumbs up. How are you? Hope everything is going fantastic. Hope your day is going fantastic. So, if I could see a thumbs up, if anybody is hearing me out there, hey. Hey, Patricia. Hi, anybody? Yeah, hey, Lucy. I see a thumbs up. Hi, Lucy Wynn and Erica and Sharon and Patricia. Hi, Lydia. How are you? And Anna and Mrs. S and Internet. Dolores, Beverly, Lucy. Oh, I said Lucy already. Julia and Sarah and Rosa and Nubian Queen and Fancy Fancy. Hey, Fancy Fancy. And Sarah. And who else is here? Karen, Anna, Dory. I see all of you. Kenitha. Hello. Hi, Kathy Gabriel. Let's see who else is here. Yep. Cookies and cream. Hi, Cookies and cream. I see you there. Church Nelly. Hey, Church Nelly. How are you? And Annie. How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hi, Julia. I don't think I said Julia. And Patricia Witherspoon and Movo and Adrian and Valerie. Hi guys, how are you all doing? Terry, hey, how are you? It's so weird. It's like I wasn't even planning on doing a live today at all. I was actually planning to do a regular video and drop it later today. And then this hit this morning, and I'm like, what? I was so excited. I was trying to I was retweeting it on Twitter, and it was just like, okay, I need to scream at some people. I need to talk to some people. And I was like, well, let's just do a live. And then there you go. It became a live. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't heard the news, first of all, if you're on here maybe for the first time, or if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel. At the bottom of this video, you'll see the subscribe button. You'll also see a bell next to it, the notification bell, so that whenever we drop a video, you will know. And so please go ahead and do that. We'd love to have you as part of our community. And so, yes, back to this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. If you guys hadn't seen it, Spotify announced today that Meghan's podcast is a go. Well, I mean, it was a go, but they gave us more details about it. It says Spotify and Archwell Audio announced first original podcast series, Archetypes. We got a name, hosted by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Launching this summer, Archetypes will investigate the labels that try to hold women back and feature conversations with women and experts about how these archetypes shapes narratives. And so I don't know if you guys saw it. So yeah, I mean, it is so exciting. Yes, Church Nelly, archetypes, yes. I am so this is so exciting. And it just because we knew it was going to be about women. What they had said before, what I understood before, it would be about strong women, but I can imagine the women that she's gonna have on, and we have our list, and at the end of this I'm gonna post the list that we came up with the last time we were talking about this. Because we came up with all these different names that we thought could be on there, so some other names that I'm sure is gonna be there, but it is gonna be so exciting. And this is a little bit about it. Omid Scobie did a write-up of it. And so it says, this is how we talk about women. This is what Meghan is saying. She said, there's a little clip that came with it. So this is what she says. Hey, Sistren, how are you? And Karen, I don't think I said Karen. So hi, Sistren. It says, this is how we talk about women, at least Meghan. This is what she's saying in the clip. This is how we talk about women. The words that raise our girls and how the media reflects women back to us. But where do these stereotypes come from? And how do they keep showing up and defining our lives, she says. This is Archetypes, the podcast where we dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. I will have conversations with women who know all too well how these typecasts shape our narratives. And I'll talk to historians to understand how we even got here in the first place. So I am, yes, Trishnelly. Trishnelly said, like, bravo, the feminist. Yes, yes, yes. Bravo, Meghan. I am so excited. And honestly, any one of the women that we chose in the last podcast, I think, could be on this list of people that she's going to be talking with. I don't know. You guys may have seen it before. What do you think? Let me know in the chat and I will post it. I just think it's so exciting because, all the things that those really awful names that women are labeled as, gold digger. I mean, there are some words that I would not even, and especially Black women, some of the labels that they attach to us, like the mad Black woman, the angry Black woman, the stereotypes of those sexual stereotypes that they have and all of that stuff that that they label us with. And somehow these sort of things kind of stick sometimes. And so I am so glad that she's addressing, because we know that they've labeled Meghan and in so many different ways, especially on Shutter Island. So, let me guys know what you think. I mean, I am so excited. Yes, Lydia, this is very exciting news. Yeah, Sharon, this is awesome news. I just can't wait. I mean, they haven't given us an exact date when this is going to come out. So I am just like, yes, 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 yes. So yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys think. If you're excited as I am, or excited about the topic as I am excited about, because it's just like, and it's so funny. Listen, I mean, I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to listen to the clip, but it's so funny. Meghan's voice sounds so much lower. And it's just like, oh, I don't know. For some reason, her voice like always sounds a little bit maybe like a higher register. But it's just kind of cool to see, to just hear it. And I mean, I can't wait to see who she came up with for this episode. But it just, I just think it's something that is so, now it's so needed. Oh, Terry says, I listened to the teaser and it's really good. I'm sorry. Yes, Terry, I totally I totally get that. I mean, same here. Denise says, the haters would be out in full force. Yeah, I'm sure they will. But it's kind of like, I feel this way about it. It's like they're going to have to spend the rest of their life hating Meghan, because Meghan is just going to live her life. And they're just going to have to spend the rest of their life with her living in their head, 24/7. So, so they're just going to have to do that. And, as you can see, Meghan isn't spending time thinking about them or having them live in her head. It doesn't matter who they are. So, I mean, you see ridiculous stuff even now where they have the audacity. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but they're going to do that no matter what. So I just expect to hear that. Bissini said it'll be interesting to hear the experts break it all down and make it all make sense. I would, yeah, because some of those things, I totally hear that, Visani, because some of these archetypes, like, it's like, where do these things come from? Who came up with them? What was the situation where, why they came up with it, or how, what was the environment like, how this even became a thing, so for me, yeah, it would be really interesting. So yeah. And yeah, Terry, yeah, exactly. You can't. Oh, Julia, thank you so much. Julia said, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am gonna try to figure out how to do that on this." Julia says she can be a mod. How do I do that on this? Let's see. Huh. I'm not sure how. This is the part of this platform that I haven't learned yet, how to just make somebody a mod right here, right now. I don't know that at this second. That part I didn't know how to do. I only know how to do it the old way. So, I oh shoot, I don't know. Um, yes. So I guess for the next one, Julia, I don't know how to do that on this one. Yes, I'm still again learning this platform, and I guess that was one of the things that I don't know yet how to do. So I'm so sorry. And yes, we need another mod to help out Lydia. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate it. Um, let's see who else is chatting about this. Did he say so true? And like Megan's haters tears being sipped in Megan's black teacups. Yes. I mean, they're always, it doesn't matter what Meghan does or Harry for that matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, they could save the planet and they're going to still be haters, especially on Shutter Island. It literally does not matter what they do. And so I just love the fact that they are just living their life and not allowing anyone to, dissuade them or anyone to discourage them, excuse me, in any way. So yeah, let's see what else. Let's see. Church Nelly says Megan need to charge rent for taking a place in the haters' head. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So it's one of those things. They are, especially on Shutter Island, they are obsessed with her. They just gave her yes, Julia, Megan is so powerful. She's so powerful, she deserves an Oscar. Yes, because I think that they give this girl so much power. Like Megan is probably sitting home under a tree thinking, shoot, I didn't know I have this much power. Thanks. They just like everything that happens in Shutter Island, it's somehow Megan has something to do with it or it's her fault. I'm like, seriously? Okay. You know, thanks. Megan's probably like, thanks for the power. I didn't even know I had it, but thanks. So, but anyways, I just, this is just an exciting thing. And I just thought, for women everywhere, and knowing Megan and we all know what an advocate for women. Hi Geraldine, how are you? How what a advocate for women that she is. I just think this is going to be an amazing thing for women, not just for women, but for men who perpetuate, negative stereotypes and who, really indulge in this kind of thing. I think it'll be a great thing for them and to teach young boys, about this. So not just for women. I just think, I just think it would just be such a great benefit. And so I don't know if there's been a podcast about it. I'm sure there are books written about it, but I haven't heard of a podcast that's that talks about this. So maybe there are, and I just don't know, which could very well be the truth. But I just I just think it'll be I think it'll be amazing. I think just about everybody would be tuning into this. So and this is such a positive in light of the mess that's been happening. The mess that's been happening the last few days with our very very I call it the Charmless offensive tour, because that is what it has become. Very charmless, and well, not become, but that's what it's been from the beginning. Very charmless and very offensive, and I've been so proud of my fellow Caribbean folk, actually started in Belize, and then the process with the very small Mayan village in Belize, and then my peeps in Jamaica. They were out there protesting, and what I love about this is, sometimes we think like we have to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people protesting. Yes, Lydia, I'm so proud of Jamaica and the people speaking out. Yes, absolutely. I think I got to remove this banner to see Lydia's comment. Oh no. Yes, yes, Lydia. I am so proud of it's just a few people. It's probably about 100 people. Belize was even less. It looked like about 20 or 30 people. Jamaica is about, I think, 60 to 100 people out there protesting. And look how loud their voices have been. I love this little girl's her little protest sign that says, "Who voted for the Queen? Not me. Governments should be chosen by the people." And there was another one that says, something like fairy tales belong, they belong in, a princess belong in fairy tales, but they're not in Jamaica. And look at the Jamaica part of Jamaican crowd yesterday. I mean, not a whole lot of people, yet not. And this is the thing that I love so much about this, is that this few people made such a, I mean, this is around the world, and yes, exactly. It's seen worldwide, and it's just, I just think it is just amazing to see people stand up, protest. I mean, it is, I mean, honestly, I had my doubts. I mean, I've talked about my doubts on here before, and I just think, like, the and again, as actually, you guys, many of you heard the or listened or watched the last episode I did with Chef, or Jamaican Squatty, and she basically told us what the mood was in Jamaica, and she was so right. The Jamaican people they are resolved that, no, the Queen needs to go. They are resolved about what they need to do, and really, really breaking up with the royal family, breaking up with the Queen, basically kicking her to the curb. And I am like, she was so right. And I mean, you guys heard the episode, the last episode. Thank you guys so much. I saw all your comments. Thank you so much for your your support. She was wonderful. I was so grateful. We have such an informed Squatty on the ground, and we're going to talk to her a little bit again, just about, at the end of the tour, which I guess is today, at least for Jamaica. Yes, Julia, we're proud. Yes. So yeah. So yeah, it just, I'm just so happy that they are, that is not just something that they're just saying, but that there's real a push for it, that there's really no, we're doing this. And I actually forgot to get the news clipping, but according to Scobie, Scobie reported it in Bazaar, and Nadine White reported it. Actually, she retweeted it. I think in the Independent that she writes for. And if you don't know, Nadine White is the race reporter for the Independent, who has been on the forefront of the protests and just the amplifying the voices of the protests here. And also, she's the one that's been really on the Child Q story, and that got it really, everybody talking. So what they had said is Jamaica is looking for, I think, August 6th as the day where they, I guess, formally announce that they're divorcing. I don't divorcing the Queen, I like to call it. So they have set a date for this, and I think August 6th is their independence. If Squatties in the chat, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think August 6th is as Jamaica's independent, and I think that's the day they're setting for I guess the Republic. So I am just, yes. Yeah, so I am just like, it's amazing how fast this has taken place. I mean, it just, someone, this guy always writes, they always write on Twitter, like, life comes at you fast. I don't think, when Kensington Palace started out with this, I don't think this is definitely what they had planned. Again, this was supposed to be a charm offensive, yes, Nadia. Nadia's like, yeah, we're super proud, and of Jamaica. Yeah, what's not to be proud of? It's like, this people is amazing. So yeah. Yes, Patricia said, Barron said that William made a speech about slavery. Anybody heard about? Yes, and so we're going to talk about that in a second. William's very tone deaf speech as usual. So I'm just really excited about that, and this is what, again, what Jamaicans are asking for is an apology, say you're sorry. You guys saw that sign, say you're sorry, and reparations, and one of the things that we saw, and we talk about this. Oh my goodness, Valerie, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so much. I thank you for your donation. Much appreciated. Um, so what I was saying is one of the things that we talk about this so often on here is how the royal family uses influential Black people. And I think I feel like honestly feel like a broken record because I talk about this so often, especially on Twitter. I literally wrote yesterday, like, I feel like a broken record because it happens so often and it's so blatant. Because I mean, you guys, if you don't know who Raheem Sterling is a star football player in England. Raheem was born in Jamaica, and one of the things with Black players in the UK is they get so much racist abuse in the UK, and so you'd hear Prince William would say stuff like, racism is unaccepted on the pitch, or racism is, and all of that stuff. Like, there's no place for racism in football, and he'd make those general statements. But Prince William has never ever come out and really stood up for Raheem Sterling with all the abuse he gets from fans online and the press. I mean, especially the tabloid press, that we know Prince William is in bed with. Of course, he'll never condemn the press because why? He's in bed with them. And so Raheem Sterling, obviously, what the royal family do when they want to buy loyalty and buy Black influential loyalty is they give them these so-called quote unquote honors. And I talk about this all the time because you see it so often. And so what did they do? Of course, they gave Raheem an honor. And what did they do? Invite him to come to Jamaica to play, and obviously sent the word out in the community. And you guys have seen the pictures. Yes, here's Raheem by that same fence that, we'll look at Kate and William's horrible photos by that fence. But here is Raheem. And he's here meeting his fans, and they sent out word, I guess, into the community that he is coming to play. So when you see all these little Black boys around and people are claiming like, oh, it's for William again. No, these kids, Raheem is their hero. These kids, that's what they came for. There's not for William and Kate, and I'm sure there's the curiosity because royals are coming. That's understood. But this is why these kids are there. And this is why they invited Raheem to come, because they know we can use someone that we gave. And yes, he is a token, Mo. Yes, yes, and we know if we bring Sterling, these kids are going to come. If we bring him, what other tour have you seen William and Kate do where they fly in someone? I mean, Raheem was in the UK. They had him fly out to Barbados, him and another, I guess, of his teammates, whatever, to Barbados, into Jamaica, to do this football thing. What other tour have you seen William and Kate have someone fly from the UK to wherever country they're going to have their friends, to have people in their community come? They totally use them. And, I'm sure Raheem may, and I don't say blame him, but again, I do it in a way because I'm like, why would you allow do you not know your history? You not know your history with the royal family? Have you not been paying attention to what's been happening and how people have felt about the tour? And so in a way I do, and it makes me sad and upset that Black Brits, he was born in Jamaica, but he grew up from 5 years old in Brit. So I think of him as a Brit, even though, he's Jamaican. Well, I don't understand why they allow themselves to, why they allow themselves to be used like this, and even Nadine again wrote about it in the Independent, and she says, it was here that Prince William joined, I'm sorry. It says, shortly after they landed, the Duke and Duchess visited Trenchtown, which is where this game was, in Kingston, which is the birthplace of reggae music. It was there that Prince William joined Manchester City Raheem Sterling, Aston Villa Leon Bailey, who reportedly flew in from the UK at a personal invitation from Prince William. And it goes on to say, this came after the Duke hailed the Black Stars as two of his heroes, even though he has failed to directly condemn racism faced by both in any meaningful public way. And this is the thing that upsets me. I'm like, Prince William, who's also the president of the British football, whatever the football league that they're all part of. Prince William is the president of that. And Prince William has never, again, he does those general racism, it has no place in football and all of that stuff. But he has never come out and really defended these Black players who are, Marcus Rashford including, they get pummeled by racism on the daily. And he has never, especially by the tabloid press, and he has never done anything. Yet these guys allow themselves to be used. Even Daily Mail reporter, this is the one who pretty much lied on Harry, Kate Nancy. She is a Daily Mail reporter. She was like, it's hard to tell if the kids in Jamaica had turned out today for Raheem Sterling or the Royals. To be honest, great reaction from the kids shouting, Sterling, Sterling. That's why the kids were there. They were there for Raheem Sterling. They pretty much used this guy. And so it's just like, no, yeah, you're right. It just, oh, God. Oh, it's amazing to me. Sister says, Baldy never spoke out at racism at black footballers and that black footballers endured. And yeah, that's so true. He never has. He, again, those general statements, so let's see. I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Susie Q. Susie Q says, you have to remember Raheem got a title from the Queen, and Wilna is the whatever for the soccer team. So I think he begged Raheem to come or paid a great deal of money. I don't know if Raheem got paid for it. I don't know what, maybe, I'm sure, maybe there's something worked out. I have no idea. But it just, again, those MBEs and OBEs, and every time I see a Black person, even Lewis Hamilton, and I love Lewis Hamilton, but even him, I'm down on him for accepting that so-called honor. Like, I don't understand how you can be saying Black Lives Matter, really advocating for Black lives, and yet sit there and take those things. I don't understand. Maybe somebody better than I am could understand, but I just don't understand it. But once again, using Black people with whose loyalty they have bought with those honors. When the Daily Mail reporter is saying this, it's bad. And yes, Bonnie Mighty, it's sad to know that Sterling used by the colonizer. Yeah, it's very sad to see. It's very, very, very sad to see. And then of course you guys, you've seen it. This has been, I just, and where this the context of this, is not exactly these pictures, and not exactly what the pictures show, because again, if you see in this, especially this picture, this is Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson is a royal photographer. He does like a lot of the royal, you'll see him take pictures of the Queen. They use him a lot to do their private photography, and sort of portrait photography and all of that with the Queen. And the fact that Chris Jackson, and this is why Omid Scobie posted this yesterday about just Kate and William, one of the reasons they never showed their, their race report, when they were doing last year, like the Buckingham Palace and Clarence House, they basically shared with everyone what their makeup was in terms of their race makeup in their house. And Kensington Palace refused. And one of the things Scobie was pointing out yesterday is if they had, you know, people of different races and backgrounds that is a part of Kensington Palace, if they had black people, black or brown people as part of their staff, somebody would have pointed out that this is not a good look. There is a problem. This is problematic. But the fact that Chris Jackson could, and again, Chris Jackson is white, the fact that they could, for one, capture this image. I mean, he's a photographer. You capture the image you capture. But then they put it there, and I'm sure somebody he's not going to put it there without, somebody from Kensington Palace giving the okay, at least I'm assuming, and for them to think that this and be okay with this and not have a problem. And even if Chris Jackson put this image out without them knowing, for somebody at Kensington Palace to not say immediately, take that down, it just is telling how clueless these people are. And then if you understand, and you would hope that somebody in the royal family would know the history of the royal family. They would know that, at least understand, racism, colonialism, the imagery, like some things that you just don't do because of what it can mean to people, or if I say, for example, like for me as a black person looking at this image, they would have some sense. And again, if they had black or brown people in their staff, could have pointed out, like, dude, don't be taking pictures, or don't be, greeting kids with their hands through a fence because it looks like some kind of a slave scene. I mean, it is so jarring. I saw the picture and I was just like shocked. I was like almost screamed when I first saw the pictures. Any black person looking at this would tell you, it's like, dude, yeah, it is crazy. Desmond says, Raheem Sterling has assimilated into the complacent camp of black British folks. He feels gratitude to have been permitted to stay in Britain, forever grateful for the masses' handshake and crumbs. And this is very true. Because one of the things that you will always hear with white Brits, and if there are white Brits here, I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. One of the things you hear a lot is they should be grateful. They should be grateful. And a lot of things that they're saying, whenever they say that, is when black people complain, or when not they complain, but they protest about mistreatment. They protest about racism. We protest about, some kind of way in which we were not treated, our humanity was not considered, whatever. There's always, especially on Twitter, you would see a white person come back. You should be grateful to be here, or you should go back to your country. And this is what a lot of black Brits especially get faced with all the time. And so the pressure to assimilate and be grateful for the crumbs that they're throwing you is there. It is very there. You see it all the time. It's one of the reasons they hate Meghan, because they feel Meghan wasn't grateful to be at that table. They feel like she wasn't grateful to be at to be in the royal family. Therefore, she should take whatever abuse they give out, or whatever abuse the press throw out at her, and that's the thing. You hear this all the time. And some people, especially those who are accepting those awards, that is the thing that you see. It's like, that I'm grateful for whatever you give me. Never mind, you're a part of a system that perpetuate this behavior. You feed this behavior. You are in bed with the very people that are abusing me. But I'm so grateful that you notice me, that I would put aside all of that and take these awards, or be used and be dragged out of England from doing what I'm doing to come and be, be there to draw a crowd so that the press could, the British press could say, oh, look at all the black children that came out and, to support William and Kate. This is the narrative. This is what they're going for. Look at all the Black children. Look at all the Black people. So whenever they are accused of racism, they could pull out that card. See, I have Black friends. I have Black Caribbean people who love me, you know? And so I just, Thierry said Lewis stated he accepted it because of his mom. Sorry, Lewis. I'm sorry. That just doesn't fly for me. It doesn't fly. You know? I no. I love Lewis Hamilton and support Lewis Hamilton in every way, and I love him to death. But no, I'm not feeling that. I love him, but no. You know, and then we all know how this is just one of my favorite things on this store. How, and you guys have known how I've been like really on Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I've been on his case, especially accepting that Privy Council honor, and just, dude, but it was so refreshing to see Andrew Holness break up with the Queen on live TV. That was like, and someone pointed out Andrew Holness didn't even wait for them to sit down. He didn't even point them to a seat. He stood there in front of it. He's like, okay, are you guys done with your, I don't know if you guys have seen the clip, like, are you done with your photo op? I got something to say, and I'm breaking up with you. And I just love that so much. And I was just like, and again, going back to Chef was very, she was very much convinced that Jamaica is going to become a republic under him. She was very much like, yes. I was the one who's like, are you sure? I'm not sure about this guy at all. And seems that Chef was right, and so I am so like, this was just the best thing. And to watch William and Kate just stand there and have to take it, and this is some of what he had to say. It's like, we're very happy to have you, and we hope you received a warm welcome of the people. Jamaica is very free and liberal, and the people are very expressive, and I'm certain that you would have seen the spectrum of expressions today. There are issues here which are, as you would know, are unresolved, but your presence gives us an opportunity for those issues to be placed in context, to put front and center, and to be addressed as best we can. Jamaica is, and as you would see, a country that is very proud of our history and very proud of what we have achieved. And we are moving on, and we intend to attain in short order our development goals, and fulfill our true ambition and destiny as an independent, developed, prosperous country. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. And I was so proud of that. And this "and we're moving on" thing, someone on Twitter mentioned about that, and I looked it up, and it was very interesting how he said "and we're moving on," because if you've been following, and I wasn't, so I had to look this up. Back in 2015, when British Prime Minister David Cameron went to Jamaica, and Jamaicans, including the Prime Minister at the time, Portia, and I forgot Portia's last name, Prime Minister Portia, I'll just call her that. They were demanding the same things. Say you're sorry, apology, and reparations. And this arrogant Prime Minister went to Jamaica, sat there in Parliament, and basically tell Jamaica, move on. And it's just like, are you serious? When I read that, I was just like, I don't even know this guy, and I wasn't paying attention to England when he was a Prime Minister, so I don't even know. And I was just, that just got my goat up, as they said. I'm like, hello, and this is some of what he said. And said, number 10 spokesman said that Cameron told the Jamaican Prime Minister that the long-standing position of the United Kingdom is that we do not believe reparations is the right approach. I'm like, can you imagine? So when I saw, when we saw Prime Minister Andrew Holness saying, yeah, we're moving on. And it was like, yeah, this is a take on that. And the squatty was so right when she pointed out. So when I looked it up, I was like, so angry when I read this. But to see, like, yeah, This is what, and I love the fact that Andrew Holness did this right in front of everybody, you know. And Sistren says, Pella, did you see the report that Lonebridge's handlers were trying to exclude Jamaican photographers? Yes, I saw that. They, and again, I'm not surprised. They did. I'm not surprised with because they also said that the Cambridges are not going to be available for any to speak with the press at all. And they did that when they went on that tour. And I always forget whether it's the Netherlands or Ireland or wherever they went to. And, they basically dictated to the press, one, that, telling them what they can and cannot ask. And that, well, one, that they said, I think they said that they're not allowed to ask them any questions, whatever. And they did the same thing on this tour. And yes, so I saw that they were basically Jamaican and I guess the Caribbean press and people who weren't part of, say, the Royal Rota, were excluded from stuff, or they had to jostle for position to get, shots. And, Chef mentioned it on, and I don't even know in my edits if I actually included it in the edit, that she felt like if the Kensington Palace dictated to the Caribbean press that they cannot ask questions, that they should boycott. They should boycott covering them. I agreed with that. That said, the fact that they didn't boycott, a lot of my, information I'm getting, I'm actually taking from the Caribbean press, and the only one I'm doing in the UK is the Independent, because Nadine White, who is Jamaican, she's the race reporter there. Everything else I'm getting is from the Caribbean press. So yeah, I mean, if they had chosen to boycott, I would have done that. Yeah. Oh, really? Bisani said that Chris Jackson announced that he's the official photographer for the Invictus Games. I'm not surprised, because honestly, Chris Jackson has a great relationship with Harry and Meghan as well. He did a lot of their photography when they were in the UK. He has a great relationship with them. He has never said anything in any way. He's actually always been really positive about his interactions with them. So I am not surprised that it is, but it's just weird that he was the photographer here. And again, as a white man, not clued into race, and maybe, you know what, and also too, as a photographer, he just is like, okay, this is the image that I'm seeing, and I'm going to put it out, and the world can decide what it is. And it exposed the ignorance and the cluelessness and the tone deafness of the royal family. So maybe it's, it's a good thing, although it's jarring to look at it. So yeah. Let's see who else is saying stuff. Denise says, this was beyond stupid. This was a beyond stupid photo to release, unless it was a sign of whites. Yeah, and again, cluelessness. I mean, one, to be doing that, to be shaking or hands through a fence and having, I get it in the moment, someone, some PR person at Kensington Palace may be looking for a job today, or yesterday at least, because that is, I mean, that went over the world, and that's not the image that Kensington Palace would want. And CBS actually used that picture as their picture, and a lot of people, instead of putting Kate and William on their front pages or as the picture for their exclusives, they're using those pictures of the protesters or those pictures at the gate. That's not what they wanted to see, When your advisors are diverse, you don't make disastrous faux pas like the embarrassing gate. Exactly, Joseph. Exactly. When you have a diverse staff, which is, Omid Scobie was screaming at them yesterday, and other royal reporters were on his case about it. But it's like, how do you make that kind of mistake? So Michelle says, Black people are the only people who make real change that everyone everybody benefits from. Yep, that is so true, and they make money off of us doing it, so let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, I love Andrew Holness, because Andrew Holness not only did he say, break up with them on camera, Andrew Holness then went back on Twitter just to make sure, because there were some reporters who were like, well, did he really say, that they're becoming a republic? Oh, Don, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't miss anyone else. Thank you so much, Don. I so appreciate your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Andrew Holness went on Twitter and just went back over everything he talked about, including the fact that, he says, I expressed to the Duke that in this regard, it is inevitable that we will move forward towards becoming a republic in fulfillment of the wishes of the people of Jamaica and in our ambitions of becoming an independent, developed and prosperous country. And so I am so happy that he did that, because there are some reporters were, they were like, well, he didn't exactly say, republic, and so now, namely Chris Ship, and so now he put it on Twitter so everybody knows this is what I meant. Yes, we are moving towards becoming a republic. We are filing for divorce from you, just in case you didn't get that part. We are filing for divorce from you. And so I'm just so happy that he did this. I am like, yes, 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 yes. So again, I was down on Andrew Holness, so I got to eat my words and say, and so now I'm like, okay, we'll watch and see how fast, again, the word on the street is August 6th. So we'll see how fast they get to this. And looking back at this, again, at this tour, the supposed tour, this was supposed to be the Charm Offensive. This was supposed to be celebrating the Queen's Jubilee. Queen Betty, I can't imagine what Queen Betty is sitting there at Windsor Castle thinking right about now, because her Jubilee is the one thing nobody is talking about. In fact, Jamaica is like, we're not celebrating a Jubilee. There's nothing here to celebrate. What are we going to be celebrating? And so I just can't imagine what Queen Betty is doing, And then we had Prince William. And I don't understand how clueless these people. I mean, this is what happens when you live in a bubble with only the tabloids, singing your praise all day. And you think, and it's like, I don't understand, like, how you could be this tone deaf and you're supposed to be, the future head of state. Prince William gets up last night in their state dinner, and Prince William, this is what he says. This some of what he says, at least. There are a few more things that he said that is not exactly in here, but this is pretty much some of what he says. The anniversaries are also a moment of reflection, particularly this week with the International Day of Remembrance for the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. I strongly agree with my father, the Prince of Wales, who said in Barbados last year that the appalling atrocities of slavery forever stains our history. I want to express my profound sorrow. Slavery was abhorrent, and it should never have happened. While the pain runs deep, Jamaica continues to forge its future with determination, courage, and fortitude. The strength and shared sense of purpose of Jamaican people, represented in your flag and motto, celebrate an invincible spirit. It is in this same spirit that spurred on the Windrush generation, who came to the United Kingdom to help rebuild after the Second World War. We are forever grateful for the immense contribution that this generation and their descendants have made to the British life, which continues to enrich and improve our society. I am delighted that the National Monument acknowledging and celebrating the Windrush generation by Jamaican artist Basil Watson will be unveiled later this year in Waterloo Station, London. And I'm like, I am I don't understand how you could be this clueless. Like, his whole thing with slavery. Yes, I just want to express my sorrow at my profound sorrow. Slavery was abhorrent and it should never have happened. Like, yes, water is wet. I mean, again, what has Jamaican been asking for? Apology and reparations. Nowhere in Prince William's speech did he take ownership or for his family's their role in colonialism and their role in the slave trade. Nothing. No ownership, no acknowledgement of it, other than I am sorry. Slavery was abhorrent and it should never have happened. And then the audacity of this to be like, oh yes, thank you to the Windrush generation. Thank you for leaving your home and coming to the UK and building up UK, and we're still profiting off of your labor that we didn't pay you for, and we're deporting you and depriving. Yes, we're deporting you, depriving you of jobs, depriving you of insurance, depriving you of medical care. But thank you so much, and we're building a national monument and it's going to be unveiled. Oh, by the way, it was made by a Jamaican. Yay, Basil Watson, and it's going to be unveiled this year. I mean, this was his speech. And it's like you're sitting there like, are you serious? You just sat there in a state dinner in front of the Prime Minister of Jamaica and their, whomever was there, and speaking, in front of the world press, and this is what you come up with? This is the big speech? I mean, right after they leave the Caribbean, those deportations back to the Caribbean, especially Jamaica, is going to happen. And all he could come up with is, thank you for, coming to our country and building up. And, oh, yes, your service continues to enrich, and we use that word enrich, and improve our society. Yes, our very, the palace that I live in. Never mind, you're living in squatter situation and with the fear of being deported because we have stripped you of your citizenship, so now you're stateless. But thank you, and we're going to build a monument in your honor. And I'm like, can we just kick this man and his wife out of the Caribbean, like today? Like, deport them, they could never come back? I am just like, I don't know how, Lord, I know a few Jamaicans and they probably had to bite their tongue last night. They probably had to bite their tongue. Because I don't know how you sit through this kind of nonsense. I don't know. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to look at your comments now because I'm done talking about this because they just, I just can't. Audie Impossible says, I think someone in the royal firm or the family set the Cambridges up for this failure. Can you imagine how William feels when he heard the Prime Minister says, somebody actually on Twitter said the same thing. They're like, Chuck and the Queen Camilla are somewhere else on a tour laughing and have all these people having a great time on their tour. Yeah, I believe they had to have known something, and somebody, maybe Chuck did set them up. Who knows? This is like, I just can't imagine. I don't know how you go back and face the Queen, and I don't know how you go back because you had one job, to be charming, and the only thing you were is charmless and completely offensive. Now I heard I just read on Twitter, actually, Nadine just wrote that one of the, I guess, opposition party just blasted Prince William's speech as completely tone deaf, completely, not hello. And it's just like he didn't even take responsibility for, or just take ownership of his family's role in this. It's like, oh yeah, slavery was bad, but you guys are strong, and thanks for Windrush. It just, oh my gosh, it is embarrassing. Like, I just, yeah. Let's see what else people are saying. Let's see. Oh, I think I just jumped in a conversation. Lydia says, Joyce, it was a failure in the UK, so we don't want it here. I don't know. I just jumped in that conversation. Sorry, I was eavesdropping there, Lydia. NRB says they made themselves look like the racist they claim they're not. Yes, exactly. Not wanting people to touch you was bizarre. All government officials are tested and safe to be around in Jamaica. Oh my gosh, yes, that video. You guys, I'm sure you guys have seen that video where I think it's like the Minister of Culture and Sports, I think. She was and I think it's at that same field. She was trying to, touch Kate or hold Kate, and probably guide her somewhere. And you could see Kate is like, she looks down at her hands. It's almost like, I can't believe you're touching me, kind of thing. And you could see her recoil. It was so quick, but you could just see it. And it's just like, everyone seeing that is just like, oh my gosh. You could see it was just like, don't touch me, Black people, unless I decide to come in where I need a photo op. It was just like, oh my goodness. And they claim they're not racist, and then you see stuff like that. Let's see what everybody else is saying. But yeah, that video that's bad. Let's see what anybody else is saying. Don says, hi, Don. Don says, I'm so sorry that so many Jamaicans came out to see them. Very disappointed. I think a lot of it is curiosity, and also too, the very fact is a lot of Jamaicans are very clued into what's happening and what they're doing in the royal family. A lot of them aren't. So there is that thing where some of them are not quite clued in, and especially if it's children, they're curious. That is to happen. It was just like, I would have wished that they wouldn't, because apart from a lot of the kids coming to see Raheem Sterling, there were pictures of a lot of Jamaicans out in the street meeting them. I don't know where they were. They were somewhere in Jamaica. Maybe it probably was when they were entrenched. I'm not sure, but again, a lot of them are curious. They've heard of the royal family. They want to see them. It was just like, oh, I wish you didn't. But on the other hand, I totally understand. Oh, Balloony, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The Impossible says, yes, but no surprise to see Chris Jackson and Invictus. Yeah, I am not surprised at all. Again, he does have a great relationship with them. Yes, they are blaming Meghan for William again. Of course. One of the garbage twins, I see a lot of people were yelling at him on Twitter because one of the garbage twins, of course he would do that. It just, don't be surprised if Piers Morgan comes out and does the same thing. They need a scapegoat. They need to make a policy. They will never, white supremacists, don't ever expect them to take ownership of their mess. They will never take ownership for their racism. They will never apologize. This is why the royal family will never apologize. They never will do it, because to apologize is to take ownership of their racism, to take ownership of what they've done to Black and brown people. And then also, it will also lead to them, when they acknowledge it, they will need to do something about it, i.e. pay reparations. They don't want to do that. It's why, David Cameron said in 2015, it's basically not the policy of UK. They don't believe reparations is the way to go. he never acknowledged, never acknowledged the UK's role in slavery and colonialism. They will never acknowledge it. They will talk around it. They will twist themselves into pretzels all day. They won't acknowledge it. They will never, ever, ever apologize. And so what they will do is find someone to blame, and their whipping person is usually Meghan. So don't be surprised when you hear it's Meghan's fault. Now, the great thing about it now, people aren't buying the narrative anymore. People aren't buying it. This is now worldwide. The British press do not control the narrative. That's why you're not going to see much pictures with Kate and William smiling. You're going to see a lot of the protests. And, so that's what you're seeing, because that is the narrative that is out there now. And if you see pictures with Kate and William, it's usually with that fence picture that they wouldn't want anybody to see. So yeah, totally. Kate was holding, yes, Kate was holding so close to William when all the Black people were around. I've never seen them show that much PDA. Yes, I saw that picture. Yeah, that was when she was like leaning away from the Black hands coming through the gate and leaning on William, like, protect me from them, And so, yes, it just, they so want people to believe they're not racist, but yet this is what they are. So, but anyways, let's see, one or two more, because Baron is coming up. It's not 1 o'clock, so I know everyone is gonna run off to Baron, and I'm gonna run off too. So one more comment, and then we're gonna jet off. Let's see, word in the street. Really, Terry? I didn't hear that. Oh, interesting. Word in the street. Those people were busting to make up the crowd. Would I be surprised? No, absolutely. They use kids. I'm surprised I didn't see school kids. They might have been school kids in uniform, because that's usually their captive audience. So would I be surprised? No, not at all. Not at all. So let's see, one more before we run off to see Baron. Was the school that brought out the and given some sort of bribe to show up? Don't know. I don't know. Could be. Would I put any of this past them? No. Mrs. S, you get the last one. It says Futurette will never allowed people to touch her in the past, so her reaction was from habit. Yeah. Whenever you see them with Black people, especially, it's usually a photo op that they can use. Someone impromptu touching them or touching her, as you see, it was like reflex. It was like a learned pattern. It's a pattern that she's done before. It was just like reflex. It's like, you're touching me? The instant eye down on the hand was very, very clear. So anyways, that was, from the not very racist, they're not racist family. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, kind of impromptu. I just, back to Meghan. We are going to celebrate. Very excited to see what Meghan is going to come up with this podcast. It is going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. I'm sure everyone is going to be watching this because it's relevant, it's newsworthy, and women, we need it. So thank you guys so much. Lydia, thank you. And thank you all of you who donated. Thank you. And I will see you next time. Let's see who's in the chat. I can say bye to Lynn, Donnelly, Joyce, Amy, Sharon, Cookies and Cream, Beverly, Lorna. Hey, Lorna, Lynn, Desmavs, Donna. I said Donnelly before. Joyce, Black Queen, Mishar, Vinny, Thierry, Amy, Elizabeth, Kenneth. Hey, Kenneth. Baloney, thank you so much. The Impossible JJ, Sam B, Don, Mrs. S, thank you again. Let's see who else still here. Trudy, JJ, I said JJ, NRB, Ma Jones, hello, Ma Jones, Lynn, Sonia, Don, Kay Costello, how are you? Joyce, Joanne, Susie Q, hey. Let's see who else is here. Joseph Bruno, thank you. P. Gardner, Fatuma, how are you? Lucy Wynn. Let's see who I did not say hi to. Who did I not say hi to? And if I didn't say hi to you, yell at me in comments, please. Yell at me in the comments because I'm jumping over there to say hello to everyone. So, Iris, hey, I didn't see you there. Ella Gully, hello. Church Nelly, bye. Church Nelly. Let's see. Julia Rock. Thank you again. I will set you up for the next one as our moderator. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hyacinth. Oh, I love Hyacinth's name so much. Reminds me of my past. Karen. Thank you all so much. And I will see you in the chat. Hey, Terry. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And I will see you later. Bye. Jessica. No worries. You'll see it. You'll get it on replay. It'll be there on replay. We know you're here. Love you. Evilise, hi. So thank you guys again. Hey, Kanitha. Thank you so much. Bye, Carol. See you. I'll see you guys soon in the chat if you come over. But in the meantime, we go say hi to Byron. Bye.